All right. Oh, that's the wrong. Probably should hit the buttons first for the start of the game. But there we go. Took a little bit of lag. All right, guys. So game number one, bringing us to Dragonshire, picked by Potato Esports. Even though Offensive Gaming was the higher seed and get to choose, they chose first pick, opting Potato Esports to get the map pick. This, Offensive Gaming with the bold plays right away, saying that we don't even care what map you play, we're still gonna beat you on it as long as that we have that first pick. So bringing it into Dragonshire, Offensive Gaming getting rid of that Abathur. One of those heroes that as long as there's an objective that forces a team to be on any specific side of the map, can get value with that macro. Also, the new Abathur healing hat build, is very, I would say, offensive for one team to try to overcome. Hey, Esports getting rid of that Jimmy Rayner. Don't want to deal with that little pew 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 in that back line. Which is quite surprising that's leaving open Kerrigan. Oh, never mind. Just as I say that, Kerrigan's getting banned. I don't think anybody wants to let Kerrigan through. I'm actually surprised. Maybe Offensive Gaming did not want to try to pick first pick Kerrigan because they do have first pick, or maybe they don't have a comfortable Kerrigan player. A lot of times when you are first pick, you might just let those kind of OP heroes or the perceived OP heroes through the draft to see what's available. But right now we have Diablo available, Maiev available, who gets picked up really quick. These guys already had a plan moving in, so they're probably going to be drafting pretty quickly here. Azanan's available. Diablo, got Garrosh. Kayn, probably one of the best healers. Kayn or Whitemane. But these heroic divs, they like the flashy plays. They like the playmakers. Make sure they can make themselves known. Somebody to deal with. Potato Esports taking up their time. Make sure they pick. They go with the Joanna and right away with the Zeratul. Like I said, somebody with those flashy plays. Zeratul on this map is very threatening on their rotation possibilities. Make sure that solo laner is not feeling too comfortable when they're sitting on the point and it takes them a long time to run back to their towers, and Zeratul sitting on you the whole time, getting those auto attacks and spell damage in. So just allows your solo laner to play a little bit more aggressive. And there it is, Offensive Gaming picking up the Diablo Whitemane, giving a lot of heals available for Maiev. We got the classic Maiev possible Warden's Cage with Lightning Breath. So what will Potato Esports want to go into a ban here? So there's maybe a solo. They get the next two picks, so they can pick up most likely their solo laner if there's somebody that they feel is very strong. Maybe the Urel, who can sit on that point for a long time, even after her mana changes. Maybe they'll be looking for the Blaze to go against the Maiev. For when that Warden Cage comes out, there is always obviously a Void Prison already, so maybe you don't need the bunker and the Void Prison at the same time. Kind of a little counter synergy if people jump in the bunker and people are in a Void Prison. But they have to get rid of that Jaina, getting rid of that Ring of Frost with the Warden's Cage. And Offensive Gaming already picking up their Whitemane, getting rid of Deckard, leaving kind of the healer pool, in the second tier, I would say. I think Whitemane, Deckard are probably the top tier healers at the moment. Tyrande still up there. Maybe new Brightwing to go on a sheep on the Maiev when she's coming in with a teleport or trying to get away. I could see that being very possible. Brightwing giving that global pressure on the Dragonshire. So that way you can have Zeratul and Brightwing pull up top. But they do go for the Tyrande and the Blaze. Gives them a lot of stun lock. They have... Tyrande can follow up on the Blaze. Tyrande's a little harder to follow up on Joanna. But they have Hunter's Mark for Maiev, so that way she can use her trait and get away from all that damage. So that will feel good. Gives them some pretty... it gives them pretty good burst. Tyrande Mark with a Zeratul jumping on top of them. Void Prison with a Lunar Shower. I actually don't know what that's called. Don't remember what it's called. Offensive Gaming picking up that Urel, as I said earlier. Still a strong solo laner, still a strong person that has to sit on a single point and bully somebody away. Less likely that a Urel is going to get ganked by a Zeratul, and she can always just jump away if Zeratul jumps up there. So she's not going to be in much threat. The Li Ming, however, will be in threat against the Zeratul. I don't think she'll have too much to worry about because she'll be standing next to a Whitemane most of the time, and Whitemane does ridiculous save healing. Interestingly enough, Potato Esports popping up with the Vala. With just a Tyrande heals, Vala gets very squishy in this new meta. If Maiev kind of just runs, honestly, I think Maev's little shadow teleport thing, I think just hitting her with that does like a quarter of Vala's health. Vala has no HP anymore, but we'll have to see how that plays out. I mean, if she can be aggressive, if she's going to be playing more defensive, seeing what ultimates that she goes after. But we're going to move right in to game number 1, Potato Esports versus Offensive Gaming. I hope I'm triggering people in chat with the fact that number 5's on the left and number 4's on the right. You know, it's not, I'm on descending order, you know, left to right. Gotta get with this, get with that level. So right off the bat here, who do we like the most? I think I like Offensive Gaming's comp the most. It's definitely a lot more meta, so it's pretty easy to say that it's going to be better. Potato Esports has the opportunity to make plays and to go into
Heroes, prepare for combat.
That synergy with the ultimates. But let's get right into it. Game number 1, we got Potato Esports on the left, G River on that Joanna, E Bagatron on the Tyrande, Threesis, who's the one that delayed us for so long, on the Zeratul, Couchy on that Vala, and Mr. Sichel on the Blaze. On the right hand side, Offensive Gaming, Soromir on that Urel, Litnex on that White Mane, Awesome Skin. I can't see this because you're moving around too much. Alted One on Li Ming, Frank Jukes on Diablo, and Slytherin on that Maiev. So the level 1 team fight, who has the advantage? I think the Maiev and Li Ming at level 1 probably are going to have the more kill pressure. Just because Zeratul is not really at the point where his cleave is going to be doing a lot of damage. It looks like he's going to be moving into the cleave damage. Potato Esports, I like it. They're already setting up for that person who's going to rotate, kind of give Blaze that a little bit extra ability to kind of be aggressive in his lane. The trade-off for that is that the 4-man of Potato Esports is going to lose out on their rotation. Yeah, there he goes, getting that damage in, forcing Urel to use her mana more often. We're going to see a pretty relatively safe rotation from Potato Esports. Make sure that Joanna's out there front. Bagaton. Maev's looking for her. They know that Zeratul's somewhere else that's not bottom, since they were on the Urel, but decide not to go too aggressive. Blaze and Zeratul doing a little bit more of this double lane soaking. This is one good thing about Zeratul. A lot of people don't realize how well he does at soaking a lane, just because he can get in and out pretty quickly, and his cleave actually does a lot of damage, especially once he gets the level 4 with the dot. Nice rotations to Siege Giants for offensive game of Slytherin. Popping away at some of that auto attacks. Let's look at these level 1s real quick again. We're actually getting Feast of Fear on that Diablo. Not expecting to stay in too many lanes for getting those globes. Make sure he's just flipping Joanna as much as possible and the Blaze. Look at this aggression. They know Zeratul's top, so they're pushing into that bottom siege for offensive gaming. Getting the double siege pressure, and all they have is Vala here to kind of clear that out, while Tyrande has to get that mid lane. Penguin, I like offensive, but Potato has a lot of room to go big with Zera and Vala. I agree. I think that's exactly what I said. We're on the same page, brother. Frank Jukes making sure that nobody was taking over that dragon. Now that they have the Dragon Shrine, or the ability to take over the Dragon Shrine, we're probably going to see Zeratul rotate up. Blaze already has control of that top shrine, so they just need to delay as much as possible. Looks like, oh, barely get it. Blaze and Urel duking it out on top. See, I think Blaze does not have a good time for this, but Joanna and Vala were able to take the bottom. This is one of the interesting things with Dragonshire. It always has a lot going on due to the fact that you have to be on point with rotations. Like, if one team controls both shrines, do you rotate top, do you rotate bottom, do you try to take giants? Or does the shrine carrying team try to take giants? Nice combos, flipping over G River, forcing them to use a trait. Slytherin coming in with that pull. Level 4s, we're actually getting the Shadow Charge armor out of the Diablo. We don't see that too often, but there's that armor. Once he gets level 100 souls, then they'll be getting 40 armor, and he won't really be scared of anything. Once again, seeing this Zeratul. Nice knockback by Soromir. Make sure that Zeratul doesn't get free damage. There's double control of the shrines right now. Diablo sitting on the bottom, and that's an early Dragon Knight. The rotation from the Zeratul not quick enough. But the question is, it is such an early Dragon Knight. It dies so quickly. What is offensive gaming going to be able to do with it? Most likely get at least a couple. Oh, okay. That was close. Since he already used his blink in. Li Ming's looking for that free damage. Takes a lot of it. Probably the full combo there. 2 towers. White main and the Dragonite, so they're not going to be too aggressive since they won't have heals. Almost level 7 Zirel. Just bodying Blaze. It's so tough to be anybody against Zirel that's not ranged. Nice interrupt on that stun. I don't know if that was just luck or perfectly timed, but Blaze just immediately got interrupted. Haev and Li Ming just doing so much poke here. Slytherin getting pretty low. If Zeratul rotate down there, Slytherin might have died since they did not have the healer available. But they're forced to get a lot of the soaking. Able to get nearly 4 forts, or 4 towers with that first dragon. Only netted them like a sliver of experience lead. Got the pull on Couchy, gets 1 pull. Vala's staying in there. But Joanna is pretty low, not able to get enough heals from Bagatron since that Toronto was low on mana. And that's going to be first blood. Let's look at these level 7 talents now that somebody's died and everybody's going to be there doing their PvE. Don't let him get interrupted. Oh, okay. That was close. Forgotten Shadow Charge with the reset at 7. Typical Maiev build. Don't really see anything out of the ordinary. Now with that Zeratul with the wormhole, we're going to see him being a lot more aggressive. Diablo almost stacked up, so it's going to be pretty tough for them to start killing Diablo. He's not really going to be in any threat, especially since he has that armor at 4 now with the charges. 40 armor for every time he goes in. Maiev looking for the pull. Doesn't quite get it. What's it called? Umbral Bind? That's what it is. Looking at this Blaze. Trying to do some Blaze things with soaking against the Yrel. It's a tough time. Yrel's got just about as much wave clear as he does. But look at this. This 4-man. They have the Giants. They know that they just took Knights. Offensive Gaming putting the pressure on. Using their advantage where they have it. I mean, with the White Man heals, I don't think they're really scared of anybody. Especially once White Man gets Aegis at 10. With the more armor. Armor. With the Yrel armor at 4. I don't think anybody's going to be able to die from offensive gaming. I like this. Look at this bait. Scouted out by the Owl. So not going to be as effective. Zeratul looking at it. Trying to do some damage on to Soromir. Nice stun. Trying to make sure that she's not getting free heals. But she's Yrel, so she gets away. Level 10 now reached for offensive gaming. We're actually getting the Disintegrate out of Li Ming, not the Wave of Force that is the most typical. Making sure that she can, which is interesting because usually against a Zeratul I like to go Wave of Force just because once he gets on you, you know, granted he has Wormhole, but if he ever uses the auto attack where he jumps back on you, then you have nobody to get away from him. Ooh, Couchy. Okay, doesn't get caught out. Level 10s were reached for Potato. Another scenario, we got a good rotation out of offensive gaming. See in the 2 bottom, they're keeping this 2 and 3 split. Nice flip onto Blaze, making sure that he does not get a free escape, and he's going to go down. Ends up not using the bunker, so it's probably not worth it. I'll die afterwards. White Mane gonna pick up the dragon once again. Barely. Almost got away with it. Zeratul being pulled back. Umbral Bind with a kick. Wait, what just happened there? Somebody clip that. Like, so he got kicked the same time Diablo charged, and he just stayed there. Oops, hit the mic. Alright, offensive gaming looking pretty destructive in this game number 1. They got Merc still pushing bot lane. We got a full 5-man in the mid with the dragon. They don't even care that their healer's in the dragon, just because they have so much poke with the Maiev and the Li Ming. Ball is really their only scary damage until Zeratul's able. Nice stun out of the Blaze, coming out with the Hunter's Mark. Nice dodge from Slytherin, but he ends up dying. Void Prison on that Li Ming, making sure that she doesn't get an escape too quickly. Blaze has the stun available, but goes onto the Dragon Knight. There's the Blessed Shield from Joanna. They're tracing onto that Li Ming. Zeratul, wait, the wormhole actually brings him back. Jukes out Altered One. Nice stun onto the White Mane once again, but the self heals with the armor is just too much. Finally goes down. So that, like that wormhole from the Zeratul, juking out Altered One to force out the Disintegrate, trying to poke him out. So a nice pickup from Potato Esports. They were behind, so those kills just give that much more experience for them. Now Urel has her ultimate available, so I think she still walks away from this. Actually turns around to fight them. Makes sure that she uses her ultimate at the last second. Keeps jumping in. Actually says that she can go against this Zeratul. Oh, the blink! Barely gets away from that auto attack. She wants it though. I think she gets up G-River. And now Zeratul? Oh my god, they could not kill him. 2 kills for one, and along that they got 2 kills. Not 2 kills because Tyrande gets a kill on the bottom. But they traded out, what, Vala on the bottom. Zeratul and Joanna get soloed by Urel. That is... feels good for offensive gaming. So what are they going to do here now? We got a little bit of a rotation to the top lane for the Diablo to make sure they're picking up that. So keep that level and a half lead. Especially, I mean, offensive gaming has been on point with their macro, taking the camps when they can, taking the enemy camp when they can, and obviously with the rotations on the actual shrine phase. Now, keep in mind, this was picked by Potato Esports as the map that they wanted to go to. Alright, 4-man. Soon to be 5-man rotating top. Looks like we're going to get a full clear. I haven't shown talents in a while, so let's show these level 13 talents. One flip on Tyrande. Look at that. There's the pull. Gets the pull back. Egbitron using that self-heal, but the lightning breath is too much. Not able to get into a bunker. And Egbitron goes down first. Nice route onto the Blaze. Not too much follow-up. Seeing as how they used a lot of their abilities on the Tyrande. We got Zeratul in the bot lane, making sure that he can at least take one of the sides. But Urel's going to make her way down there. And he's not going to be able to do anything about that. So, now that we're done with that team fight, we can look at the level 13 talents. Got the move speed from Tyrande. Got Gloom coming out from the Vala, try to keep herself alive a little bit more. And Potato Esports is just looking to try to pick up some kills. While there's maybe a slower rotation, maybe right before they're level 16s. Probably a team fight that they're going to want to take. Zeratul, I don't think we've seen his Void Prison yet. Maybe they might be looking for it. Do they have a big combo that's going to come with it? Zeratul using the wormhole to get back out, but it's already super low. Waiting for some heals from Tyrande. Joanna's in the back line. Aegis actually came out, so if they can bait that out, that's a lot of the armor gone. Joanna's getting pretty low. There's the Void Prison. Nice Void Prison. Split up 2 of them. Maiev using the stasis on the Blaze. But Zeratul is no longer in that fight. Diablo, that 40 armor is just, he's taking no damage. Huge combo onto Couchy. Barely gets away. I think like 1 magic missile missed. Nice combo once again with that Tyrande. Everybody goes into the bunker. As soon as that Tyrande mark or Lunar Flare came out, we saw the full follow-up from Theresis. Very good synergy from these teams. So all in all, Potato Esports walks away with 1 kill to nothing. Oh, Egbitron though is going to get the charge from Diablo and will end up dying. Joanna was trying to sneak the dragon during all that. Or not sneak, I guess. He was trying to delay. I don't know where... Oh, Li Ming. Level 16. Oh, nice. Understanding that she needed to run away there. Is offensive gaming going to be aggressive with this healer down? They're looking to just take a free dragon. Don't need to waste any time getting any type of camps. We don't need no camps. We got a dragon. Diablo's sitting at 2 stacks away from full charge, where he's going to start doing a bunch of damage to especially that Tyrande and the Vala. Oh, I guess I should leave this up. Level 16 is almost reached for Potato Esports. Trying to get some of that trickle experience with Blaze on the top. 1 more minion. You got it, Blaze. So let's see this defense. See how it comes out. We got the kick going out into the Zeratul. Let's get him back out of the team fight. Make sure Joanna's trying to do as much as he can with the poke. Same with the Vala. I don't think they're going to be able to save this keep. So as long as they don't lose anybody. But if they get 3-man kills, that's even better. We got Stasis onto the Zeratul, so he's going to be out of the fight. Not going to be able to provide that Void Prison. We got Bunker going down. There's the Void Prison. Right on the Diablo charge. Actually saved him out of it. Or are they going to get the big follow-up stun? They get 1 kill. looking for a second. Dragon Knight is still available, so they did lose a keep for it. At what cost? Losing 2 members. Might be able to catch up with this Li Ming once she's out of the dragon. She'll have a blink available. There's a charge. There's the Joanna Condemn with the slow. Nice root from the white main at least to keep him out of bait, but this Zeratul is starting to pump in the damage. Nice pull at the last second from Slytherin. His escaping wishes were to make sure that Joanna went down with her. And then she's like, nah man, I'm not gonna die. So, with all that team fight, I only see 2 members here. Potato Esports looking to be aggressive, nice stun. Diablo doesn't have souls anymore, so he is extremely squishy. And a good pickup. Potato Esports knowing their advantage there. Let's check out this damage. Vala sitting at 50k. Li Ming's only at 35. Zeratul at 32. So pretty low damage coming out of offensive gaming. And make sure they hone in on that white main root combo with the Li Ming. Alright, we got a lot of mercs pushing bot. Potato Esports, is this the comeback? If they don't respond to top lane, they will lose a top fort, which pushes offensive gaming that much closer to level 20. So if they make a play, if they get a pull, or not a pull, but they get a couple stuns, stagger some of these deaths, that could put them back in the game.
Red team has destroyed a fort.
There goes that fort top. Keeping that full level lead for offensive gaming.
Minds shall awaken, heroes. Blue team has
Offensive gaming opting to give up this fort knowing that Yrel is top. Yrel actually might just be looking for a keep. This is a tough position for offensive, for Potato. Do they try to push here and get a keep of their own? Do they think they will even be able to? I mean, Yrel will 100% get this keep if they leave this be. So they're deciding. Like, you see this little bit of indecision back and forth from G River and their team. They're trying to back away. They're trying to bait them into delaying them from backing. Yrel actually going onto the core, but they're looking at the full engagement here. Diablo getting that stuff. Li Ming combos coming out. Big stuns from the Blaze. There's the Lightning Breath. I think Vala doesn't actually care because she probably popped her Gloom. I mean, their core is going down. Their core is at 60% from just Yrel and Catapults. Nobody's backing here. Maiev delaying the back. Yrel is just going to win the game by herself. What a hero. She already... There's finally one backing, but it was too late. What a hero. You know, she goes in 1v3, kills 2 of them before she dies, takes the core by herself while the rest of her team is fighting. I feel like Potato Esports probably did not realize that that was even an option for them. That Yrel could do that much. There weren't even catapults on the core, I don't think. Well, congratulations, that decision making from offensive gaming, deciding to send the Yrel in there. Onto that core. So good job for them. Alright, so that's going to give Potato Esports. Got these talents real quick. Level 20s weren't even picked up fully by offensive gaming. Man. So that's going to be game number 1 to offensive gaming, not offensive esports. We're going to whisper. We're going to take a quick break while we get game number 2 set up. This is now chosen by Potato Esports. So we'll be right back in about, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes. Sound good, team? Alright, well I hope you guys are back faster than my little timer because the teams were set up and ready to go rather quickly. So, once again, this is bringing us to map number 2, picked this time, since the loser of the last map was Potato Esports, they decided to pick the second map, bringing us to Battlefield of Eternity. So we're going to move pretty quickly right into this draft. Letting the teams know. And let's move it forward. Make sure I hit the game first. It takes a long time to load this game. Oh, okay, I do have this stuff set up. Alright. So, game number 2. Bringing us to Battlefield of Eternity, picked by Potato Esports. Giving Offensive Gaming the first pick this time. Well, I guess they were first pick last time. So, first pick once again. They're going to be looking to bring out the 2-0. Make sure they don't have to bring this to a game number 3. Move on to next week. Battlefield of Eternity. It was one of those maps where teams try to decide how they want to play the map. They want to do with some of that macro play. They want to go with some of that team fight ability. Let's say they can't race if they're dead. Or do they try to race? But already, Offensive Gaming getting rid of that Kerrigan. She's just too good all around right now. Pretty brain dead easy, especially if there's any type of stun follow-up. Ado, getting rid of that Jimmy. No Jim Jam. No Banshees in your face. Rid of some of that racing options. Is there going to be a Hanzo ban? Is there going to be a Hanzo first pick? Where Offensive Gaming does have the first pick options. So they'll have that available to them. Maybe they leave up some of the healers to make sure that they have a secondary option when they get to the next round. Get rid of that Joanna. Making sure that she can't delay Hanzo auto attacks. Do we see a what did we see banned last time? Maybe Mephisto? I don't know if Mephisto was banned. Did they try to ban the Hanzo, knowing that they're not first pick? Get rid of that Diablo. Making sure that if they do go offensive, that they can't get, Offensive Gaming can't punish them, and that will leave open the Hanzo, making sure that they have probably the best racer in the game available. So now it doesn't even matter what they pick for the rest of their team; they will probably win the race. But now they can actually be aggressive, still available to pick up the Maiev, and with Hanzo and the poke in the backside. Potato Esports go for their tank healer right now. Okay, tank Li Ming, Duranda. I really like Li Ming. I feel like Li Ming is undervalued on this map just because if you're winning the race, you get free poke on the Immortal when they defend you. If they're pushing on you, you get free poke. She does pretty good race, especially if she ends up going Seeker at level 7. Offensive Gaming picking up the white main, always a strong healer, and they do go for the Maiev once again. So they were going against the Tyrande before. Maiev is a great way to dodge those lunar flares. Getting some pulls. Tyrande has to be pretty aggressive to get auto attacks in, especially in a BOE map if they're fighting over mid and there's nothing really to auto attack other than the other team. That means you have to be in range, which means you're in range of Maiev pull. Umbral bind, if you will. Banning out that Yrel takes away some of the armor available for Offensive Gaming, making sure they can't give armor to that Maiev when she goes in. Now will Offensive ban out maybe Garrosh? No. I don't even know who they'd care to ban out at this point. I think they have everybody that they would want. They can fill out their team with whoever they want. Ban out the Blaze. No bunker available. Alright, let's see. We'll probably pick up I imagine maybe a Diablo. Honestly, yeah, Murden. Good jumps. Gets into that back line. Do we see Sledgehammer? Sledgehammer at 4? Dude, if you get stacked, Sledgehammer does so much. Sormill yelling about his chat his Urel being banned out. Just to make sure this says round 2. And picking up the Genji. You know, that means they have the Ling Ming, they have Genji, they have double reset. So if they get kills on somebody, then they can start just snowball the whole team fight. And that's what they're going to be looking for. It's going to be pretty tough against the Varian and Ethereal. So now they have Sanctification for those times when they are 3-man just jumping in there with a Hunter's Mark. Varian. So the secondary question here for chat is, does Varian go Fury and go in the off lane? Does he go Taunt to get the Genji and Li Ming? Does he go Colossus Smash just to kill one of them? Fury gives them a lot of race, but I don't think they're worried about race with the Hanzo and the Maiev. Maiev does a lot of auto attacks. And Potato answers with a Sonya as their solo laner. Sonya against 3 frontline is pretty good. She gets a lot of whirlwind targets, especially since they only have really one. I mean, it depends on what Varian goes. If Varian goes Taunt, they have 2 interrupts, but otherwise they only have 1 with the Maiev pull. So we'll probably expect to see her go whirlwind build completely and just try to survive everything. So this time, what do you guys think for game number 2? I mean, I actually like Potato Esports draft more. I feel like offensive gaming is going to have more ability to pull stuff off. The Varian, I feel like any build Varian goes is going to be destructive because he's just going to be able to stick on people. If he goes protected at 10, then he probably is not too worried about Tyrande. But we'll see what they pick in game number 2. Potato Esports versus Offensive Gaming. On the left-hand side, we have Potato Esports, the number 5 seed, going into this, fighting for their playoff livelihood. You got Bagatron on Tyrande, G-River on that Muradin, Couchy on the Genji, Threesus on that Li Ming, and Mr. Seichel on the Sonya. On the right-hand side, Offensive Gaming, Alted One on the Hanzo, Litnex once again on the White Mane, Slytherint on the Maiev, Frank Jukes on the Tyrael, and Soromir on that Variant. So we are going to get the solo lane Variant for now. That does lead me to believe it's going to be more of a Fury Variant. Gives them race potential, even though they already... Wait, is my mouse messing up? Alright, might be lagging. Looking at these level 1s. Variant going High King's Quest. I'm lagging. Variant going High King's Quest, so that leads me more to believe that's going to be Fury. Always fun to see. A lot of scatter arrow damage there. Getting him 2 stacks right away. Not something you want to do against it. You want to delay that for as long as possible. I'm actually surprised we weren't seeing Couchy try to kind of poke that top lane again. They have enough wave clear with the Li Ming, and they're really not going to get any kills this early. So I'd like to see kind of Couchy put a lot more pressure on Soromir. They're going to get more value top lane pushing out those towers with the Sonya and the Genji than they will against this bot lane, just because all they can do is Li Ming poke. But they're gonna keep this kind of threat here. White Man's gonna get some free heals. Tyrael's gonna get some free shields. Heals and shields. Heals and shields. Everybody's just kind of stacking up whatever quest that they might have. We're gonna remember Slytherin's gonna be people. For anybody that doesn't know, if you take this Umbral Bind talent level 1, it's actually kind of interesting because you can click it on a minion or any type of non-hero, and if it also goes into a hero behind it, it counts as a stack. So it's kind of one of those tricky things that you can do to help stack a little faster. Frank Juke's getting quite low. Have to use Eldritch Might to get away. Are they still standing on this point? The White Man's actually going to stand on the point, securing the kill onto Muradin, and followed up the slow on Tyrande, netting them 2 kills for that camp. I have to ask the question once again, was it worth it? The answer is no. Okay, Sonya gonna have an easy time against this Variant until Variant hits level 4 and takes those, splits his blades in half. Should be happening shortly. I imagine once we see level 4 reached for Offensive Gaming, we're probably going to have Hanzo peel away to take some mercs. Level 4? What does he take? There's the Fury. It doesn't show up on the top right. That's kind of annoying. But still doesn't have the most self-healing yet until he hits level 7, but at least he will be doing a lot more damage. Both teams now peeling off to take their shaman camp. Make sure that that is pushing during this objective. But like I was saying before, like Sonya by herself already basically got this tower down. If there was a Genji up there, then they probably would have been able to get both towers, netting them a little bit more experience, in my opinion. Nice rotations from both teams. We're going to see, this is going to be tough out of Potato Esports. How are they going to answer to this Hanzo getting some free damage on the Immortal? And right now the answer is just to dive onto Slytherin. Nice jump there, getting rid of the magic missiles out of Thresis. But now that they have Hanzo there, Mr. Siegel is saying, I want to go in. I don't even care about the pool. I'm just going to whirlwind to victory. Everybody kind of playing full defense, which has its uses up until you start getting poked out because there is a Hanzo, kind of like what I was saying earlier about the Li Ming. Hanzo kind of acts the same way, where they say, nice damage dash from that Genji, but the Varian coming in from the top, securing the Li Ming pick, and now he's going to be sitting there, nice dodge on the Immortal. Murden ends up dying in the bot lane, or not bot lane, but the bot side of the fight. The Varian is still looking for it. Will end up dying here, got a little too greedy with his auto attack running at them, does not have the level 7 self heals yet. And with that Hanzo still being alive, that's going to give them a quick Immortal Phase 1. Now, are they going to try to do this delay some more? Looks like they are. Scare out this Hanzo, make sure that he is not able to do anything for free. But he will still get free pokes. Trying to stun going out into Slytherin after that grab. Hanzo looking to dive back in. Then rotates out as the rest of the team gets funneled in here. Sormir looking to probably just stay sticky at this point. They want to hit level 7. The white man heals are just too much. Like, nobody's dying from anything. Nice Umbral Bind hitting 3 members and taking their team a lot of damage. Siegel dying to that Varian. Hunter's Mark going out. But they're just going to walk away once again. Hanzo on the Immortal Omega Lull. Let's check out that damage. Hanzo sitting at that 14k poke. Li Ming sitting at that nearly 16k poke. But we're probably going to see Varian just be sticking on top of a target and once he hits level 7 and not really being able to get peeled away. Especially now with that second wind and the self-heals. The amount of, just the amount of protection out of offensive gaming is, it's going to be so hard for Potato Esports to break through. They have, the Tyrael shielding, the white main ridiculous healing. They'll have Aegis at level 10. So unless they get a really nice pick on somebody with that Tyrande, Potato Esports is really going to have to focus up on who they're doing damage to, when they're the abilities of offensive gaming go out. But offensive gaming, they have all the pressure in the world to push onto this fort, maybe get a keep wall if they get any type of damage on heroes. Level 7's just reached for Potato Esports and immediately Couchy jumps in. Arrow being completed for Hanzo and Slytherin jumping in after that Genji. She's looking for it, probably has Phantom Knives. There it is. Thesis ended up blinking the wrong way right into Slytherin as well, and that's going to pick up 2 kills for offensive gaming, especially their 2 damage dealers, giving a 2-level lead to offensive gaming. Now let's check out this solo lane a little bit. Siegel's not going to have the best time against Sormar. Did end up going Poison Spear. Trying to get some, again, make sure that they can try to kill somebody. That's going to be their ticket back into this game to see if they can get a pick. We're going to see a rotation from the rest of Potato Esports to try to do some threat on Sormir. But it's going to be a little too late as we already have a rotation from Offensive Esports, nearly level 10. So we're going to be looking at Potatoes, probably going to be playing a little bit cautious there. Hanzo does so much damage. The bait. Maiev coming in. Do they get the kill? Oh, the blink barely got us. I almost thought that the auto attacks were going to be able to save them. But they trade the 2-for-1 with that rotation. Favorable trade for offensive gaming, if we can do math correctly. With level 10's Dragon Arrow, the reduced cooldown on the Warbringer from Varian, making sure he can stick to a target. Getting Warden's Cage this time. as opposed to the stasis. Uh-oh. The spray. Baiting them into it. Into that chase. Level 10s, I like it. Offensive gaming, going for the offensive play. Making sure that they can keep their advantage where they have it. Breeze is taking so much damage without the Tyrande down there. Rest of Potato Esports saying just don't fight it. Don't need to fight it. We can clear it. It's just fine. But they need to get level 10s. Unfortunately, the bottom lane for Potato Esports is pushed out, so they're not able to get that soak. Maybe they can get some tower damage up here to try to hit 10s before the next rotation phase. Really like this play from Potato, making sure that even though they lost this camp, take out that shaman so that way they're not at least spawning any more minions and losing a fort. I mean, there's so much. They don't even need Hanzo, and they're still like nuking this thing down. Level 10s finally reach for Potato Esports where they can be aggressive. Figure out what their combos are going to be. We got Starfall. We got Avatar Wave of Force. The X-Strike, where we get some combos with the Tyrande and Muradin combo onto the X-Strike. Trying to delete somebody. There's one stun. Looking for that Hanzo, but he dove away. Genji's going after it. Warden's Cage coming out and a pick 3-man Hanzo arrow. And Hanzo is still not even scared of this Genji because she had White Man with him the whole time. Genji had to use X-Strike to get away. Not enough. Followed up by the kill on G River, and Varian is still in there making sure he can stick to the target. Thesis maybe gets away, does not get away, and a full 5-man wipe for nothing, even talent tiers for Offensive Gaming, and that is just looking dominating. I mean, like, at this point, how does Potato Esports come back from that? That is so demoralizing, trying to go in there for the full 5-man. There's items pushing bottom. We got Tyrael, didn't even have to use Sanctification during that. This is a fully healthy Immortal. I mean, Offensive Gaming is probably going to be looking for... They might be looking for a win here. We're getting for some Maiev pulls. Level 13's reach for them. Let's check out their talents real quick before this team fight starts going on, because I know I've been leaving the talents up a little bit too much. One Tyrande mark going out. Blind by itself. Varian. Maybe getting baited out is what they're trying to do. But White Man heals so much. But Arrow coming out on the other two. Looking at the Thesis. Soromir is in that fight. Mr. Sechel just trying to stay alive as much as possible with the Whirlwinds, but ending up not. So they're going to lose keep. This Immortal is still so healthy. They can definitely end. Soromir getting low. White Man's trying to keep him alive as much as possible. Aegis going out, missing Soromir, but I don't think they really care. Genji's looking for that Hanzo turn. Big deflect damage. Nice X-Strike hitting 4 members, but unfortunately he was off by himself and ends up dying right behind it. He's trying to make a play, but losing one more member. Followed up by their Tyrande. I think they will end the game here, especially with Varian on a core. It is just pretty hard to beat. And that core got nuked. That was a quick game. Number 2 on PoE. What a draft from Offensive Gaming. I mean, they just dominated every portion of that game. Looking quick at the damage here. Li Ming actually, pulling ahead by the Hanzo by a lot. But, I mean, if we probably looked at Hanzo's Immortal damage, it was probably through the roof. Just, I mean, if Potato Esports were just not able to kind of synergize their team together to make sure they got those picks. And on the other side, Offensive Gaming, I mean, they utilized their comp completely. They got in there with the Maiev pulls, the shielding from Tyrael to block the Li Ming damage, White Mane saving Hanzo a lot of times from Genji. They ran train on that. Nothing really much else to say there. So let's see if we can get somebody from Offensive Gaming in here for a quick interview. Somebody is not online, so we're going to see if somebody else from their team wants to. We'll just list the guy. I can't. Alright, well. We will figure it out, team. Let's see if we can get somebody in there.
Ew.
Oh, okay. I couldn't tell if Frank he like logged off as soon as I sent him that whisper. So it's like I don't know if he saw that.
He's like, anyone want in? Go ahead.
Just go ahead. There you go. Who cares? You don't need to talk. Doesn't matter. Well, congratulations to start. You know, it's kind of a swift 2-0 there. Keeping up with your pattern from your head-to-head. So how you guys feeling then?
We're feeling pretty good. We had some roster changes since the last time that we played them, and we're kind of in a better position than we were prior. So it's nice to pick up a 2-0 and be able to look forward to next week.
Yeah, definitely. So starting with that, game number 1 on Dragonshire. So your team, obviously you're not the captain. I don't know if you know the reason for this decision, but your team opted to give them the map pick. Are you guys basically comfortable on all the maps? You don't really care what they pick, and you more want the first pick and the 3 heroes before the ban?
For most, like most maps, we didn't think that they'd necessarily go to Dragonshire. It's not exactly a popular map, but not one that's uncomfortable. I mean, it's been around forever, so something that's easy to pick up, and as long as you have a good rotation and strong solo lane, it's easy to execute.
Yeah, I mean, you guys were definitely on point with your rotations to make sure being able to capture the dragons. You got like a really early dragon, which is hard to do on Dragonshire without any type of kills, and just kind of snowballed it from there. I do want to talk about one part that I laughed at a lot is that so there's other than a couple of weird interactions with the dragon and your Diablo and the Zeratul, which was pretty strange when he got kicked and didn't move anywhere. Yeah, I'm sure it was super calculated. You guys practice it all the time. But there was one point when the Zeratul got kicked onto your side of the map, and you saw him go over there. You, as the Li Ming, were like, "Oh, well, the Zeratul's super out of position. I can go after him." Were you dumbfounded that the fact that you couldn't find him with your beam disintegrate?
No, a little bit. I figured that he jumped back around, but just in case that the blink was off a cooldown, then I figured I'd try and hit it. But...
Oh, because it was actually the wormhole. He didn't even blink anywhere. He wormholed back to his original location before the kick. I just thought it was hilarious.
It was a mile away.
Yeah, so I was like, oh man, what a juke, beating out the Li Ming over there. But it ended up not really mattering, but it was just a funny interaction there.
Yeah, because it's after he gets kicked halfway across the map and then blinks around. It's like anybody's guess at where he's at.
Yeah, exactly. So let's move on to game number 2. They picked BOE. You guys got that first pick Hanzo. Pretty easy, pretty typical for BOE. Talk to me about the Varian. What was the reasoning behind... I mean, like, I agree with the Varian, honestly, but, like, because he could have gone any way. Against a Li Ming, against a Genji, he can pretty much do anything he wants. But, like, what was your guys' real reason for the Varian?
That was a bit of it. I mean, we banned out the 2 strong solo laners. I think they banned Urel out, or that it was out, and we got rid of Blaze. And so at that point, we just were able to pick up a strong solo laner. And there's not a whole lot left at that point. So being able to pick up something that can still get in some solid DPS, that self-sustains, that is a harassment tool. Like Varian.
Yeah, once he gets level 7 and 10, he can just basically stick on somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually...
And so Sora is able to just beast in solo lane, so it helps out a lot.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. I do want to bring up one more thing since I just realized I looked over at chat and they brought it up. Actually, there's so much. Actually, there's a lot of stuff in game 1 now that I'm remembering. So, the very end, you guys are defending a keep and Urel pushed core by yourself. What are your comms like at that point?
The comms was he was getting the keep and we're like, just hold him here. He can get a free keep up top.
Yeah.
And he goes, there's 3 Katas mid. I'm just gonna end. And so we just basically instant tactical feeding on bottom just to keep them there and make sure they couldn't back.
Yeah, it was basically just all on Sormir saying that I can just end this if you guys keep him there. Like it's like I'm doing this.
Because he got pretty deep into the keep, and then by the time that mid pushed up with all those Katas, he was like, "Oh wait a minute, what am I doing top? We just win."
Yeah, Sormir was making a lot of plays. He is in top lane. He was 1v3 and he got 2 kills before he went down. I mean, he was a guy to watch.
We gotta pick on bottom, and I mean, of course, like we're paying attention to where we're at a little bit more, and just knowing that he's handling it, but. We get a pick on bottom, and then the kill feed just keeps dinging. Like, what are you doing? What is happening top?
Yeah, it was something to watch, honestly. But so I guess with this 2-0, moving into next week, you already know that you're going to be going against Regen Black, who is #1 seed. How are you guys feeling about that matchup?
Feeling good. We've been playing a lot better as a team in general, and so we're looking forward to having that matchup.
Did you guys, obviously you had to play them during the regular season. What was your head-to-head matchup?
I honestly can't remember.
Okay. I didn't know. I don't know enough about Heroic, and I didn't have enough time to look back to see what everybody's records were. I believe, from what I've read, is that Region Black is basically dominating, but I don't know if it's like a bunch of 2-0s or not.
I can't remember exactly. I think that they did 2-0 us, but I can't remember exactly the situation. But like I said, we had a few different changes on our team and on our roster, and so I think we're in a better spot to be able to match up against them.
Yep, the redemption match going into now, I guess, semifinals, since our tournament bracket is pretty short. So, well, I guess I'll have to say, congratulations for tonight and good luck for next week. Is there any shout outs that you want to give?
Shout out to Sora for the casual 1v3 top.
That's it. That's worth it, honestly. That was such a good 1v3. I'm glad that I was looking up there. Like for the viewers, I'm glad I was looking up there as opposed to your little 1 kill on Vala bottom. Like, who cares about that? Like, but
amateurs on bot.
Yeah, exactly. So
Cosmic Brain on top and with a dragon.
Well, I'm sure you guys and your teammates and competitors are gonna be looking into to see what you guys do next week against Regen Black. So good luck there, and have a good night.
Thanks, you too. Thanks for the cast.
No problem. All right, guys. That's going to be it for me tonight. Hope you enjoyed it. The game number 1 was pretty fun. Game number 2 was kind of a stomp. But it is what it is. This is the Heroic Division playoffs as it is. So next week we got, we're going to see obviously offensive gaming going against Regen Black. I'm sure that would be good. I think right now there is, who's playing right now? Other team, which is, I can look at stuff. Texas A&M versus Bad Manners is over on the Murda stream. I will probably be shooting him a raid right after this. But as for myself, I will be casting the Pride Start Gaming versus Get Stuff game tomorrow, and that will be at 10 o'clock Eastern, 10:30 Eastern. My bad. So you can always check me out there. I will be continuing to stream games here and there if you want to just be casual about it. But other than that, good luck, guys, and have fun. See you guys next time.